Hey everyone, welcome to the 16th call of 2015 that I open up to the public for not only Team Relentless, but every coach in the organization. I know there's a lot of coaches out there that don't have uplines, that do team calls or a very strong upline. So I thought that the best way to give it back is to open these up so that way other people can learn from the information I was sharing. So I wanted to do a call. It's not going to be very long, but we're talking about how to expand your business and grow your business through doing vendor events. And I've been doing them for probably about the last 2 years and a lot more so recently. So I thought I'd share some tips. But before we get started, I really wanted to just highlight the fact that we have tomorrow and the following day, Thursday, to Lock In Success Club. This is something that's going to grow your business. I've talked about it over and over and over again on team calls within our team page. And if you are a coach, you know how this is going to impact your business. This is a commitment to help at least 3 people every month get started on their journey and help them and guide them so that they can have their results and really value the products, and then in turn help them take the leap and become a coach if they're not willing to jump on in the beginning. If you are following the 3 vital behaviors, which is inviting, and that really means connecting and building relationships and meeting new people, and that's kind of how these vendor events will help you grow your contact list, and being proof that the product works. And that means drinking your Shakeology consistently every day and sharing your story with the public and with everybody you meet, and really showing that you're just a real live human being with ups and downs and struggles just like the rest of us. And also personal development. Those are the 3 facets that really are the compound effect of your success as a coach. If you follow any of the top coaches in our organization, they all embrace the 3 vital behaviors. If you're in the Texas area, I'm going to be hosting one in Tyler, Texas at the request of some East Texas coaches. I've done some in Houston, and now I'm going to be offering it in the my dog's barking. I hope it's okay. Sorry. In the Tyler area. So if you are close, come by. I'm gonna come up there Friday night, hang out with some local coaches, and this is a event that will help you not just know what the 3 vital behaviors are, but help you learn how to embrace them. And this is me sharing my best practices and tips from other top coaches out there to help you really understand how to fully utilize these 3 vital behaviors to expand your business and grow your business and become more successful and more confident as a coach. So it's $25 for coaches. This is for the materials you get for securing the location, travel expenses, etc. This isn't really this is not a profit center for coaches. We're only allowed to charge $25, and so I encourage you to come. Invite your family members so they understand what you're doing. Invite current challengers or current prospects, because it's free to non-coaches. So if you're interested, let me know. It'll be May 30th. We're finishing up securing dates because we wanted to make sure that we had at least 25 people on board committed to this so that we could actually lock in the location. Another thing is, if you're going to Summit, then that to be able to be recognized on stage, if you're 1 star up, that the qualifications period needs to start on May 20th. So that means you need to be advanced 1 star or up and lock it in for 6 weeks so that you can walk the stage in July in Nashville. I'm hoping that you all are registered and going, or if not, that make sure that you are setting up a fund so that you can afford it so that you can make it in 2016. Another thing about this is events are huge, live events, and even the vendor events are considered live events. They help grow your business. If you're not on the waiting list for the Beachbody cruise in 2016 to Haiti and Jamaica, make sure you get on there. I hate for you to be growing your business and then watch us all set sail, because I know how it's been for other coaches to sit back and watch us all go and connect with other coaches and really get to experience Beachbody firsthand. So make sure you get on that waiting list. So anyways, let me talk about vendor events. The first one that I ever did was on December 31st of 2012. Samantha Thornton, one of my diamond coaches, and I did it the first time. And, it was great. Actually, that's where I met Amy Ladwig, who is one of my coaches, and she signed up as a coach. I think it was like December 30th, but she signed up on December 31st, right after that. And it was we're testing the waters. But I'll tell you that Sam and I were not confident at the time. I'm not nearly as confident as I am now. And that had to do with the fact that we weren't really embracing, personal development as much. So our confidence level was down, and we hadn't had a lot of practice. And so this is one of those things that whenever you first start doing these events, realize that it's going to be hit or miss. You just remember the first time you pushed play, whether it was P90X, 21-day fix, Plyo, Les Mills combat, whatever it was, you weren't good at it, and you weren't confident at your ability, and you didn't have the hang of it, and you didn't really know what was working. The same thing goes with your business. It takes a while to really find your niche, figure out who your audience is, and become confident with that whenever you speak to people that you are saying it with conviction, and that you're not so worried about saying the wrong thing. You just jump in there. So this is the same thing with events. But I've had lots of practice. I've worked several like holiday themed vendor events, and ones where local people have came together from different network marketing companies and worked together. And Sam and I even did one in like a parking lot somewhere. It was kind of a hit or miss. So the thing is, you're going to find events, and you're going to take time out of your day that they may not be as fruitful or producing the results that you want. But just remember, with anything, public speaking, workouts, it takes time to develop the confidence, the knowing what works and what doesn't work. And this is something that Sam and I did when we started the Fit Club in July of 2013. It was each time we got better, and every time I've hosted a Super Saturday, it slowly got better, and you learn from what you did wrong, or what was not as effective, or the market that you're in wasn't right. So for me, what I have found is that since then I've done all these different ones, and I've invested money, I've done free ones, and I was asked to participate in a health and wellness fair through the Blinn College. And I will tell you, that was the best event that I've ever done. The difference is, when I've done these other vendor fairs where people come in and they're promoting things like Unique and Tupperware and Pampered Chef and Mary Kay and handcrafted things and other MLMs like that. People are coming in looking for gifts and prizes, and I've had good success. Nothing has been not worthwhile. But I will say that the health and wellness fair was a lot different, because people were going in knowing what they were walking into. They were going in with the interest in mind of their health and their fitness. And with these other things, people would often walk by because they're in there looking for a gift. They're looking for something to blow money on, because it gives them that great feeling, and they're not walking in saying like, hey, I want to do something about my health and fitness. So I will say that those are the best events for me, because people go in and it's less discouraging. When people walk by, they're coming and they are looking for information. They know what what the purpose is, and the last event that I just did was an Every Victim, Every Time. It was a event that was, I think it was the 9th annual one that they've done. It was in College Station, and it had over 600 registrants there that showed up. And this was something that was built to help, I guess they had like a seminar type thing for 2 days, and it was helping people in the service industry, law enforcement, rehab people, like CPS. There was lots of law enforcement and lawyers and attorneys and people who work for the state and people who work for private little agencies on helping, people with mental disorders or abused children. And so what I realized that this was my second best event, because when I went there was all these people who were professionals. They have been through some sort of college. So that means that they are, older in age. And, for me, age doesn't really play a huge part, I guess, in who you can help and who you can't help. But I'll say that for me, like, I didn't start making the changes where I finally said, Mindy, pull your head out of your ass, do something for yourself, take your health into your own hands, plan for your future, till I was, 28, 29 years old. So for me, what the people I'm trying to, my demographics, so the people that are in my age category. So that's, I'd say late 20s to, early 40s are the people there. And so, like, for me, these are people in the service industry. So whether I was in health or fitness, I help people. And if you're a coach, you are here to help people. We work with people every day who have struggles, things that stem from childhood, abuse, things that affect their confidence level, people making fun of them, one thing is people's eating habits, their mindset. It all comes from, if you've been, in a traumatic situation, it really influences your mindset. So, these people are in the same type of industry. They're dealing with people who are criminals, who, abuse people who were the abusers, different things like that. And so I feel that we're, in the same area. We're trying to help people. We work with people who need to overcome things. They need that personal development. They need something that is positive for them to really focus on. So I feel that we had a lot in common. And the fact, like I said, is they work with people all day long, helping people. So we had that automatic connection there. And that's really what I focused on. So my thing is, like, with anything in your business as a Beachbody coach, you have to really find your niche. You have to find your audience. And so I'm realizing too that these vendor events are a way for you to look at the events, see the type of people, the demographics, the people that are going to be attending, and seeing if those fall into your audience that you are trying to connect with. Because I've said it time and time again, is that there are 300 million plus people in the United States alone. We also service Canada and Puerto Rico, and I know we're working on expanding. So the thing is, you are not going to appeal to everybody you come in contact with. So you really need to, really break it down and find the people that you have the most connection with and market it. And the same thing that I say about social media. When you're sharing your story, post as if you're posting for somebody like you, what's going to make them stop dead in their tracks and click on your video, click on your picture, read your quotes, because you can't just appeal to a broad audience. So the same thing as a vendor event. So now I figured out my target market is that I want to find events that are health and wellness related. So I am focusing on that. I want to focus on things that are events that are available to vendors or people that are in the service industry, people who are in my age bracket, people who have completed college maybe or work in this industry. So the thing is, make sure when you are searching these venues out that you find things that you're going to have the most connection with the people there. I'm not saying that I'll never do another vendor event that's just a walk-in and with other network marketers, because I am working with several people in our community, and we're doing a ladies' night out here in Brenham on May 8th at the All Sports building. And it's different people, Mary Kay and all these different things, passion parties and different things. So I'll do that. It's a $30 contribution for all of us who are working together to get it done. We've done a radio ad, we've done different things. So I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to invest as much money or time. I'm going to try to find ones that are geared to me. So, for me, I want to share stories. When I heard about the Jingle Bell Market in Brenham, it was at the Ant Street. They used to do it, I think, at Silver Wings. So Jamie Lynn and I decided to run this booth. We did it in I think, the beginning of December. It was whenever we had the Christmas stroll. We sat there all day Friday and all day Saturday, and we made a lot of contacts, and it was great. And I think she had a challenge pack sale, and I had a challenge pack sale, and we had several Shakeology challenge or trial packs that we sold. But the best thing for me is that I met a lady who came in who's actually a customer. Her coach is in New York. I can't remember what her name was, but I met her and we started talking. And I've encouraged her to sign up as coach. She still has it, but she was a contact. So it made everything and all that time and the money and the time that we invested in this event worthwhile. Because when I was talking to her, I said, hey, I just went on a limb. I said, I'm looking for a new place to hold Fit Club, because I no longer could do it Alton because it was used as storage once the new Alton school was built. And she said, well, maybe I can help you, but she's like, I have a perfect thing for you in mind. And so we exchanged information. I emailed her, she emailed me back, and she's the one who told me about the Blend Health and Wellness Fair. So I went in the beginning of March, to the Bryan campus for Blend and did the health and wellness fair there. Had a great turnout. And at the end of March, I did the same thing here at the Brenham campus with Ryan. And again, I made about 25 contacts at each one. The one in Bryan was great because I noticed that I observed, and this is something I observed even at the Every Victim, Every Time event last week that I went to, is that people came to my booth first. They were drawn to me. Why? Because I was standing up. Everybody else was just sitting there. I was standing up. I was smiling. I was inviting. And that's one thing that we talk about as coaches, is that, are you approachable? If you have a scowl on your face, if you're sitting there not making eye contact, if you're, just sitting there like somebody who's like, oh God, this is my job, I just have to sit there, then, people aren't going to want to come to you. And, and I look back at who I used to be, and I was not inviting. I didn't I wasn't saying, come talk to me, be my friend. Now I try to smile, and it doesn't mean that I make friends with everyone that I meet or that I wear a smile 24/7, but these are things that I've learned through personal development. These are the things that I have learned by going to events, not only just showing up, but really looking at how I did things, what was the most effective, what worked, what didn't work, and watching other people as well. So being aware of your surroundings. So make sure that if you do these vendor events, is that you're not just sitting there, that you're standing up, that you're smiling, that you're welcoming people, that people want to come to your booth. Because I know that there was a booth in the Brenham one, and it was something that I was actually had questions about. And Ryan and I were walking around looking at other tables, and these girls were just sitting there, and they're sitting there like this. They're talking to each other. They were on their phone. And I was going to ask a question. I was like, hi. They looked at me, and you could tell that they were, brought in by the company they worked for, and they didn't want to be there. And so their booth probably did horrible. There was another health and, or a fitness booth there at the Brenham one too. And these people sat there. They didn't talk to people. They just had their brochures lined up. And halfway through the day, they packed up and left because nobody was coming to them. Whereas every time I've done these events in the course of this year, from learning from, previous events, people were coming to that. And, Ryan and I were smiling. We were both talking in a normal conversation, just like we were talking to one of our best friends across from the table at a restaurant, discussing it. So make sure that, again, that whenever you do these events, that you are somebody that's approachable. Really put yourself in the other person's shoes. And that's all it takes to be a coach, is to help your challengers, to help people come on board on your team, to want to be able to talk to you, is to make sure that you are open and you're available, and that you are inviting, and that you're approachable, and that you look friendly. And that's all it takes, and just putting yourself in the other person's shoes. When you can sit there and remember why you started, remember what it was like when you started, and put yourself in the other person's shoes and not make assumptions about them, then that makes you a good coach. That's all it takes. It doesn't take six-pack abs. It doesn't take a huge team. All it takes is just being you and putting yourself in other shoes and having empathy for other people. So that's, kind of my tip, is to make sure that you are approachable, and that you interact with other people at their vendors. Don't go in looking at these people as other network marketers, because for me, I have connected with these network marketers. We are friends on Facebook. Through that, they have told me about other events. So when I was at the Brenham campus, I was doing the same thing. I talked to this lady who had bought T25, never used it, didn't have a coach. She signed up, bought 3 Refresh right there. And then she's the one who told me about the Every Victim Every Time event. And she was like, it's great. So whenever she was there, we talked, we were hanging out. She's been drinking Shakeology. She's going on her 2nd month with her daughter who has, juvenile diabetes. And so she was at my table both days. And when other people were coming up asking questions, she was helping sell because she was being proof that the product works herself. She was talking all about the combinations, and that her and her daughter tried, and how much she liked it. And people were like, is it worth it? And she said, yes. So the thing is, make connections with other people, because these people can be helpful to you. They can help you by telling you about other events. So this same lady told me too, hey, Texas A&M College has a health and wellness fair too. So I got the contact information, called, left a message. I haven't heard back, but I'm gonna call back again and find out how I can get on the list so that I can do that. So these are the things that are gonna grow your business, because I hear this all the time. People are coaches for a year or 2 years, and they run out of people in their little area, in their community, or their friends list from college co-workers, past and present, family members. And so this is how you grow your list. This is how you grow your confidence. And again, a lot of my confidence in what I've learned and my ability to go to these events, and go and set up on my own. Ryan's went a couple times recently, but I've done a lot of these on my own as well, and is through personal development. So again, that's the 3rd vital behavior that you don't want to miss. So in closing, I'm just going to share with you a few things that I bring to set up. And every time I do it, it's different. If you look at an event invite on Facebook for this call, I posted pictures of past events that I've hosted, and pictures of the table. I always do that, and if you want to look on my profile, I have the Jingle Bell Market album on my profile, and I think under Beachbody events and the Blend Health and Wellness Fair, there's things there. So you can look at, samples of what I, do. And everyone's a little bit different, because the way the tables are set up and everything's a little bit different. But I have, I think they're 8-foot-long buffet tables and black tablecloths that go over that. So I use those. And sometimes these events have their own. I always bring my laptop. I had a little air card, a year or so ago that I would use to hook up internet. So if people wanted to purchase their challenge pack right there, they had that ability, so that you didn't have to get their contact information or give yours out and wait and follow up with them. They could do it right there. Now with the capability that you have on your iPhone, and I don't know about any other phone, but I'm able to plug it into the USB port and run a personal hotspot off it. So I always have internet. So I always bring my laptop. I got this really funky colored, Mexico colored sarong the other day when we were in Cancun as a gift for elite coaches. Well, I'm not big on sarongs, so what I decided to do at this last event was drape it over people, and it says Team Beachbody. So as much Beachbody paraphernalia that you have, bring it. Because this is going to be promoting that, and people ask about these items that you have. And for me, I have tons of Beachbody paraphernalia from things that I've won through Beachbody. Like this month, you'll get a Shalene bobblehead if you hit Success Club. So those are the things. Another thing that I bring is this book that Sam and I set up when we started running a fit club. So if you see right here, we have transformations. And this is something big too. If you're using transformations, you need to make sure that you have permission from each person that you share it publicly. So, so this is me. There's Amber, one of my coaches, Amy, look at her amazing transformation. Another one of myself, my 3-day refresh. So I have all of these, and I have this huge book full of transformations from Diesel Nation coaches, Team Relentless coaches, and challengers that have agreed to let me use their transformation. So I have that set out. I flip it open to a page. The other day I used Richard Neal and Becky and Christina and myself, and we had this backdrop behind us. It was basically like a black piece of cloth, and so I safety pinned in their transformation picture. So behind me, we had that. I also use there's the sticky tack stuff. It's it doesn't peel off on pictures. I use that whenever Jamie and I did the Jingle Bell Market. We had this little trifold board behind us, and we stuck it on there. So the thing is, you'll want to contact whoever is orchestrating and organizing this event that you're going to be doing, so that you know how the setup is. So another thing that I always have on hand, and under the teambeachbody.com website under shop, you can, if you're logged into your coach account, you can go under coach tools. And these are the things that you'll want to have on hand. So like me, I need to order a bunch of things before our May 8th Britain's Ladies Night Out vendor event. So again, if you are running low on funds, team up with a local coach. Look, Google local vendor events. There's stuff online. Find health and wellness things. And if you can get into free things, then more the merrier. Like the Health and Wellness Fair at Blend was free for me to get in. That's something they talk about in Girl Boss. It's getting into free events to grow your contact list. So I have the Success from Home magazine. I have one of those out so people can flip through and see the trainers and see the different coaches and things there. And so this is something I also send out to new coaches to get them started. The other things that I have on hand too are the Beachbody catalog, so that people can thumb through. And I set 2 or 3 out on there so they can thumb through it. Some people take it, some people just look through it. I also have this Shakeology book, and I don't leave a bunch of these out. I just put 1 or 2 out so they can thumb through it. And if people purchase a Shakeology challenge or trial pack, I always include that as well. I have a bunch of these trifold brochures out, because that is something that is inexpensive and you can lay out. I think for $25 it's $5.95. I'm not really sure. I have these Shakeology CDs out. This one right here about doctors, and the other one about doctors. And then I give these out sometimes to people. It's a great kind of starter little workout promo video with Tony Martin. And then I also include the Beachbody Solution CD. This talks about coaching. So if there's anybody there who's interested in coaching, you can give that to them. What I also have on hand is my meal plan. It's under the files section in the Team Relentless group if you want to access it. So just make sure that you add your information on there as well. So if somebody orders a trial pack, they get a Shakeology cup. You can order a 6-pack for $9.95. Honestly, if you go to GNC or your health food store or your grocery store, a shaker cup, a blender bottle is $9.95, $14.95. So to get 6 of them is great. And I include that in my meal plan, and 7 servings of Shakeology, and I get their information. I send them my how to prepare Shakeology. I try to find people on Facebook as well. What I do is I have these out. I don't know if you can see it. It has a section for them to put their name, address, phone number, email, and their Facebook, because sometimes people are not registered under the email that they normally use, or they have some crazy made-up name on there. And then I have them check the little box here, so I know that if they're interested in products, the business, opportunity, or both. And a lot of people are interested in products first, and they're like, oh, there's a business opportunity. I know at the last one, people are like, well, I want to know more about that. So make sure that you have something like this set up, or like a sign-in sheet where you can do it. I have a little tin that I put out pens and pencils as well, so they can, fill it out. What I also do is, like I said, I try to, really highlight Shakeology, getting them on the trial pack. So I have this little thing. It was $3 at Target. So I put Shakeology packets on there, $5 each. Make sure that if you're at like a free health and wellness fair, is that you set your basket back with all your packets in there back, because people will think they're free samples. So make sure you're clear with that, or you have a sign. Like I have a sign that talks about how much a 7-day, 10-day trial pack is, and shaker cups and whatnot. And one thing that I do is I set these out as well. Chalene Johnson's push book about setting goals, and Tony Horton's book. And actually this one's pretty cool because Tony Horton, autographed this. So this is another way to publicize this. I'm not selling the books, but I'm basically letting them know that Tony Horton's a big name. Some people know Chalene Johnson. So they see that we are an established company with, celebrity trainers that are well known. Another thing that I do is that I bring as many programs as I can. So that, and I don't bring things, like Slim and Six, because people haven't really heard of that. Love Debbie Sieber's Slim and Six, amazing. But for me, I bring P90X, P90X2, P90X3. I don't own Insanity, but I bring Insanity Max 30, Insanity Asylum, and also I have boxes that I just have some that are brand new, Body Beast and Turbo Fire, and I open them up so that way you can see that. And then I also bring, more than anything, Plyo, and then I also put up my Plyo before and after picture, because I was in a test group. I'm, actually next month we're going to be having the production company from New York come to our house here in Brenham to film us and do footage and pictures, because I'm going to be in the Plyo commercial. So for me, I'm using the whole point that I was in the Plyo test group, and then I'm going to be in the Plyo commercial. So I use my pictures. I always bring Plyo, so I can talk to them about this, because for me, Plyo and 21 Day Fix are the best starter programs out there for people, because this is low impact. This is great to get, jump into. You don't feel like you're going to die. So that appeals to a lot of people. So I bring it too, because, it's open, and I can basically, when I'm talking to people, explain to them why this is different than having a trainer, why this is different going to the gym, how this works, what you get with each program. I explain to them that, it works one part of your body every day, so that you're not overtraining, so you're not injuring yourself. So that is basically like having a trainer where one day you work legs, one day you work, arms, one day you work back, one day you work total body, one day you do a cardio workout, and that you get a full workout, and then I really share with them too that it takes the guesswork out of it, and I take out the calendar all the time and share with people, look, this is where it is. You don't have to guess. You don't have to follow a workout that you saw on Pinterest. You don't have to, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's all here. I tell them about the bonus schedule where you can purchase the extra workouts. So I tell them that. I talk to them about the nutrition guide. So I really tell them what they're getting, so that they understand they're not just paying money for just a box of DVDs. That's what people a lot of times think, because they don't know, and at-home fitness programs really seem to be for people at the end of the rope, that they've tried everything, because people just automatically think you work out with a trainer, you go to the gym, and if you don't ever get results from that, then why would you get results from a little box of DVDs? So that's our job, to educate them. So make sure that whether you're even messaging somebody back through email or Facebook or text, or you're at a vendor event, or you're talking to somebody in the grocery store because they saw you wearing a P90X shirt or an Insanity shirt, that you understand that you don't assume that they know what you know. Never assume that you know what somebody's thinking. I also have about 5 or 6 of these on hand at every moment, and I bring them to these events. I stack them up as cute as possible, and I set out the 21 Day Fix meal plan. And I also now bring the 21 Day Fix Extreme. I have it sitting over there because I'm actually doing the program. And if you don't own it. You should buy it because it's amazing. I actually love it a lot more than 21 Day Fix. That's my shameless plug. And so then I really start talking about that. When I'm talking to people, I'm asking, like, I'm smiling. I'm asking, like, hey, how are you? You know, would you like to, you know, sign up for a, enter your information so that you can be entered into a free raffle or a prize, yada, yada, yada. And that gets their information. I talk to them. And so then I ask them, you know, do you have a current, you know, fitness or diet routine that you are following? What, you know, I ask them these questions so I get to know them. I ask them about their family, about their lifestyle, about, you know, what's worked in the past, what hasn't worked, and I educate them. I'm not just trying to sell them, but I'm trying to connect with them, because if you have followed me, if you get on the National Wake Up Call, if you have, you know, watched the training videos in the Coach Training Academy, then you're going to know how important it is to build a relationship with this. You are not just a salesman who sells a product and walks away. The key to your success as a coach, and the key to your success is helping your challengers succeed. The key to helping them succeed is building relationships with them so that they know that they can approach you with their struggles or their questions, and that you are available and that you do the best you can to provide good customer service. Again, put yourself in their shoes. So another thing that I bring as well is this new Insanity Max 30, No Time to Cook guide. So this gives you a whole breakdown of, you know, if you're eating out, you know, even at fast foods or different cuisines, what to order. So I have all these things that are basically based on things that I hear from people all the time. They're eating out, they're busy, they have, you know, bad nutrition, they don't trust, you know, network marketing companies, they don't trust, at-home fitness programs, because what they've done in the past with gyms and, you know, trainers and, you know, all the memberships, you know, Nutrisystem and all these things didn't work. So I find out what works for them. So that is, you know, my tip. I also have a spreadsheet that I use. It's an Excel document through Google Documents or Google Docs, and I keep track of everybody that I meet on Facebook. And then I have a separate tab for these events. So then, you know, like I have this whole stack of, you know, names of people that submitted their information at the last event that we worked at, you know, last Tuesday and Wednesday after we got back from Cancun, that every victim, everyone matters every time. And so I'm going to contact all these people. I'm going to set them up on the automatic CEO email autoresponders based on what they were interested in. So like for me, just because the fact is that I worked at this for 2 days. We just came back from Cancun. So we partied, we were tired, we were trying to get reacclimated in our routine. And so you're not going to remember that. You think you're going to remember, but you're not. So like for me, I made little notes down here about what they were doing. You know, like somebody said this person wanted Insanity Max 30 and Plyo for their wife, and they were interested in the business opportunity. And this person wanted information on 21 Day Fix and Shakeology. This one, I found her on Facebook, but she didn't have a friend request option. She's been doing 21 Day Fix before a wedding. So, you know, make notes, and don't ever say that you're going to remember, especially because you may not be able to get to them right away. So, but I friended everyone that I can on, you know, that I can find or had the option on Facebook that I met the other day. I'm going to set them up on the automatic CEO so they have the information. I've sent a few of them videos. I have sent, you know, we actually sold a Body Beast challenge back while we were there to a guy who had lost 100 pounds doing P90X. Didn't have a coach, never turned in his results. And Ryan and I were talking to him, and he bought Body Beast right there. We became friends on Facebook that afternoon on the very first day. They came back to my booth, talked to me, and so I built these connections. And, you know, a lot of these people have friended me accepted my friend request on Facebook. They, you know, read my message, but the thing is, they're probably not gonna take the leap right away. Why? Because they don't know me that well. I do better in person. You know, Louise and I were talking about that today. We both do better in person. So it's great they got to know me. They got to see my passion. Like one guy had said, you know, you do well because you can tell that this means something to you. You can tell that you believe it. You can tell that you're excited about it. I'm like, yeah, 3 years later, I'm just excited. Like I need to kind of tone down my excitement sometimes because I think it terrifies people on our team and other people. So I try to, you know, kind of, they saw that. But the thing is, they don't really know me. So my thing is, when you do these events, try to get to as many events as you can, because understand not everybody is trusting. Not everybody believes in themselves. So it's going to take time for them to watch you, to connect with you, to see about your family. So the thing is, don't stop sharing your story. As you build your contact list, as you build your number of Facebook friends and new people that are following you, always go back and tell your story, even if you think you have told it way too many times. If people don't want to hear it, they don't need to watch it. They don't need to say your friend. They don't need to subscribe to your, to you on their news feed. But the thing is, there are so many people out there who need to hear your story. So share your story. Share your story. Share your story, what it was like. One of my new coaches, Keely, like she said, she was always into sports. She was always that kid that everybody was like, she ran everywhere. She couldn't, they couldn't keep up with my story is totally different. My story is I'm the girl that got a D in PE. I'm the girl who walked like the 23-minute mile. I'm the one who was not competitive. I'm the one who always had balls being, thrown at me, it felt like, in PE instead of to me, and I couldn't catch. I wasn't coordinated. So the thing is, we all have different stories. So share your stories. So make sure that you share enough and share often enough and share consistently enough that people can connect with you. And again, remember where people are standing, the struggles they have. You don't know what is going on in their life. You don't know what they're struggling with. You don't know what information that they are holding in that holds them back, that they've never told anybody. But be that person that is approachable. Be that person who's inviting. Be that person who's never going to give up on them and who is always going to be around, whether they buy a challenge pack from you or a Shakeology trial pack, or sign up and make you their coach and have the free membership today, tomorrow, next month, next year. Make sure that you're that person. Make sure you're the person who never gives up. Make sure you're the person that is going to be there no matter what. You know how many no's I've gotten? I have lost count. You know how many people have said they're going to get started and they don't? You know how many people have gotten started and then never responded back to me? It's going to happen. It is no reflection on you. But you want to be that person who doesn't quit just because other people don't say yes, or just because you don't get as many yeses as somebody else. Because again, what I've talked about this before on past calls and training is that you don't know what other coaches are going through. You don't know, they may be putting in more hours than you. They may be sharing their story more often. They may have a profile that's open to the public and yours is still on private. You don't know what it is. So make sure that you are sharing your story, and that when you're sharing your story, you have something there that makes them respond. Because I see lots of people in my newsfeed, there are coaches all throughout the organization who talk about their story. They talk about their transformation. They post their sweaty selfies, after their workout. They post their Shakeology recipes. They post their awesome looking food, but that's it. They don't ever say, hey, do you want some of my recipes? Do you want to join me on this journey? Do you have a story like mine? Mom that, is afraid to go to the gym? Are you somebody that, has their trouble area as, their midsection of their leg? They don't ask questions. They don't ever incite anybody to do anything more than be like, oh, that's motivating, I could never do it, or hit the like button. So make sure there's a call to action. Make sure that you're inviting people. Make sure that you're inviting people to engage and interact with you. Make sure that people can get to know you. I share everything. I'm like a reality show. If it happens, it's on Facebook within 2 or 3 minutes. But the thing is, people know me. They know everything about me. The silly stories, the serious stories, the sad parts, the struggles, my life. And so they get to know me. So they're more willing to talk to me when they know that I'm imperfect. And so if you're a coach out there who never shares any struggles, make sure that you do, because people want humans. They want people that they know aren't some superhuman, and they don't want a perfect coach. That doesn't mean that, you only drink Shakeology once or twice a week and you fall off the wagon for months at a time and go MIA on Facebook or in your challenge group. The thing is, people are more forgiving when you are open and real, and they can connect with you more when you are slightly imperfect. So don't think that you can't share some of your struggles. Don't think that you have to be rocking six-pack abs to get yourself out there as a coach. Just be yourself, and the right people will follow you. The right people will connect with you. So anyways, with that being said, it's the end of the call. I am starting a new coach training group on Monday, and this is going to be open to any new coach on Team Relentless, any coach who has been a discount coach and who has not been ready to really work the business but wants to know more, wants to learn more, wants to do more. So if you are one of those coaches, or if you have coaches in your downline, reach out to them and ask them if they want to participate. I do expect some participation. So I'm asking for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes a day max of their time to check into this group and to interact. It's basically like a challenge group for coaches. There's going to be, information I share, and this is new information that I'm doing in a new training. So again, if you are a new coach or you're a coach that has been a discount coach and you're wanting to, you know, learn more, then please reach out to me so I can add you to the group. We are pushing hard for Summit. So, you know, I'm trying to help people get to Diamond. I'm trying to help people to advance in rank, to hit Success Club, and to feel confident as a coach. So this is open to you. Next week, one thing I've announced is during the summer, our calls are going to be on Tuesday nights because we have late day, which is Wednesday, and it always has been that way. And that's part of the freedom of what I do as a coach now, is I get to set my own stage, you know, and you know, plan my life out. So during the summer, coach calls to me on Tuesday, but next week I'm going to be hosting a call at the request of another coach for you know, the topic is going to be how persistency, consistency, and hard work create success. So this is going to be me sharing my story. So if you have new coaches, get them on, or if you don't know my story, or if you want a refresher, get on. It's going to be on Monday night because that's what worked for her team. The following week will be back to Tuesdays. I'd love for you, please, if you are a Team Relentless coach or even outside of organization, can you please post within the event invite and share with me some of the topics that you are struggling with that I can help you overcome, help you be more confident in those areas. That way I have ideas for upcoming calls here in the future. That would be really great. So I'd love to hear the topics that you love to hear that would make you want to tune in, that would help you grow your business, help you become more confident, and help you you know, reach Success Club and build your team and become a better person. So anyways, have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys.